Going for something a bit different this week, I'm actually going to chat about a futuristic type of kitchen refrigerator that's based on technology we actually may be able to purchase and put into our homes, or maybe even next year. And it's because of a scientific effect that we discovered way back in 1881. So let's get started. Basically, it began with a scientist called Warburg who moved a lump of iron near a magnetic field. So I'm just drawing that as a horseshoe magnet, and the symbol for magnetisation is AB. So anyway, yeah, he moved this lump of iron near a magnetic field, and then he moved it away again. But what he noticed was that outside the magnetic field, the lump of iron was one temperature, but when he put it inside the magnetic field, it got a tiny, tiny bit hotter. But at the time, he didn't really understand what was causing this effect. So this was back in 1881. It took another set of scientists to come along to try to explain what he was actually seeing. So the two scientists were called Weiss and Piccard, and they basically repeated his experiment but using nickel. So they moved their lump of nickel near a magnetic field, but this time they understood the internal structure of the material a bit better, and they knew that it was made up of lots of individual bar magnets pointing in a random direction, and that when you moved them near a big magnet, they all became ordered. And because they became ordered, the entropy of the system went down and the material became hotter. When you took that big magnetic field away, well, the little bar magnets used up the energy becoming random again, and the material got colder. And this became known as the magnetocaloric effect. Now, not all materials show the magnetocaloric effect to the same level. So iron only went down by a tiny percentage of a degree centigrade. Nickel, well, they saw about 0.7 of a degree centigrade change. But the real breakthrough was when people noticed that gadolinium changed by 2 to 5 degrees. So it became the material of choice to work with. And I actually messed around with gadolinium-7, palladium-3 a little while back, using electrons and X-rays to look inside the material structure. But I think I'd probably save that for another time rather than drifting off into that now. So back to the refrigerator. How does the magnetocaloric effect potentially give you a new kitchen fridge? Well, it's all to do with a clever trick using a heatsink. So again, we've got a lump of material, imagine it's gadolinium now, you move it near your big magnet and you get all those little bar magnets to order up. Now I'm going to plot the temperature here across the top. So the material starts off being fairly cold and then it gets hotter as it goes inside that magnetic field. Now the trick is you then put the material near a heat sink, and the heat sink sucks the material's temperature away, so the little bar magnets can stay being all ordered, but the material then gets colder because the heat sink is pulling away the heat. If you now remove that big magnet, all the little bar magnets will go back to being randomly orientated, and they'll suck up energy, and that makes the material colder still. So you end up with a colder material at the end of the process than you did at the start. So this potentially might give us a new type of kitchen refrigerator. One of the reasons people are quite interested in it is your current fridge at home at the moment uses liquids and gases, and this new type of magnetic refrigerator would really only need solid components. So it might be safer for things like air travel when you want to have no gases or liquids up in the higher altitudes. The other reason that people are interested is it might potentially be a more environmentally friendly way to refrigerate our food. Some scientists reckon that it could save 40% of your energy bill that your current refrigerator has. That's not been proven yet, it's kind of a rough estimate, but in any case there's no nasty chemicals, so it could be good for the environment. So yeah, the magnetocaloric effect, something that we discovered all the way back in 1881, may in a few years' time be a cool new way to refrigerate our food. And I think this really is a nice way of showing that science does lead to cool stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry, that really is a very bad pun, but it amuses me. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this very quick history into the fridge, and I'll hopefully see you again. Bye!